Hey, it's Tom Gallagher, another episode of The Story Behind the Car. I'm with Bert and his 1961 Triumph TR4. And how long have you owned it, Bert?
I've owned this car since March
Okay.
this year.
And I'm going to walk around as you talk about it. What drew you to it?
Well, I went down, I found it on the internet down in St. Louis at a restoration shop. It's Alive Automotive.
Okay.
And I went down, took a look at it, and the shop had a whole bunch of different British cars, and this one was already fully restored, and it was just a great deal for what's in the car and what's been done to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I went ahead and picked it up down there.
And I see, technically, I guess it's a four-seater?
It is, technically it's a four-seater, but the back seat's more for looks or just storage. You can't really sit in it.
Yeah, and also that way the insurance isn't crippling with a two-seater.
Yep.
It's a really a special vehicle. Now this body style I saw on your card, it's the first year for the TR4.
Yep.
And how long did the TR4 body style stay this way before?
It went from TR4 to a TR4A. I believe that happened, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like 1965. They added independent rear suspension, a retractable top that you don't have to put together. You just pull it up, and a little bit more refinement. This car is interesting because in 1961 they still made the TR3, and they kept them running together, I think up to 1963, I believe, because the American market was a little concerned with this style of body because they were selling so many TR3s.
Okay.
They decided to keep them going in the same time, but then they discontinued the TR3 in '63.
It's just gorgeous. Now you said you had to put the top together. So on this, I guess you have the bows. You pull that up, and then
pull the bows out, and then you get the trunk. You open the trunk and take the top out, and you assemble it.
So if it starts to rain,
Yeah, this is not a very good car driving in the rain. It leaks. Luckily, it does have roll-up windows instead of side curtains. They changed that for the TR4. The TR3 had side curtains.
Okay.
And then they put the roll-up window, and then the top that, and this still had the same style top as a TR3, but like no side curtains, which made it a little bit tighter.
Okay. And what engine is this?
It's just a little four-cylinder. It's from my understanding, this engine was actually in tractors. I think it first came out in the Triumph, and then later on it was so tough that they actually started putting it in tractors. It's like 100 horsepower, little four-cylinder.
Just runs and runs and runs.
Yeah, it's almost indestructible.
Yeah.
And the neat thing about this engine also is it has sleeves, just like a diesel engine. So if you want to rebuild it, you can just, you don't have to do any boring in the block. You just take the sleeves out and pound new sleeves in.
That's pretty cool. It's just so nicely detailed and sorted out. Very, very nice.
Another thing about this car is it was actually a frame-off restoration. It's all painted underneath. Everything was done on a rotisserie style restoration, I guess you could say. It was the whole body was completely redone, and no rust, nothing like that on this car.
And do you have any plans as far as any additional work, or do you much the way it is?
Yeah, pretty much leave it the way it is. It's there's a few upgrades I could do. I could put a 5-speed manual in it. You could actually take a Mazda Miata transmission and put it in this car. Okay. But I like the old feel, the 4-speed. It's a little clunky, and it just kind of takes you back to 1961. And I don't really want to modernize it too much.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure those carburetors, when you run it through the gears, sounds pretty.
Yeah, it's a nice sounding little four-cylinder, and it's fun. It's not fast.
Yeah.
I mean, top speed's probably about 100 miles an hour at the most.
Yeah.
And I sure wouldn't want to be in it going that fast. But no, it's a fun car drive, and I drove it down to St. Louis a few times, and never really had any problems with it. So it's just a solid little car.
And what are your plans? Mainly car shows, or are you going to take it on any trips or cruises?
Just mostly car shows, and when my daughter gets a little bit older, maybe we'll do some driving in it, maybe some cruises. But probably next season I'll get more involved and do a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. So. Well, thank you so much, Bert. It's such a beautiful, beautiful car, and I hope you enjoy it as much as you have already. special vehicle, and thank you so much for taking us through it and giving us the story behind the car.
Thank you.